Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us on the fifth and final webinar of the 5 parts in our Power of Data week. We will be demonstrating the power of data visualization, showcasing some of the powerful capabilities that Microsoft's Power BI platform has to bring. This next webinar is the roundup to enable all of our marketeers, our social media experts and campaign gurus to review, analyze and make the most of their marketing spend. It gives me great pleasure to introduce myself once again and for the last time. I am Christopher Shanks. I'm the Head of Technology within First Digital and our wider group and the resident technology evangelist. I'm still an absolute advocate of technology in business where it has a purpose and can help improve and innovate a solution or a problem where that is required and can really bring change to all of our lives when done or when used properly. Before we move on to the business case for using Power BI, there is one last random fact, as I've been giving a fact away at this point in each webinar, and hopefully I've been saving the best until last. It is something that most people may never have even thought was a skill. However, I can promise you that it is absolutely true and verified by the people, myself and various social media. But I am a professional fire breather. It is something I was taught during my time at university. I became the Vice President of the Juggling Society and was lucky enough to travel Europe juggling and fire breathing and getting into all sorts of bits and bobs, and I have been known to bring it out on occasion as a party trick when the time is right. So if anyone does want a bit of a finale or a showstopper at their party or wedding, let me know and maybe I'll crack out the paraffin and do some fire breathing for you. Anyway, that's enough about me. Hopefully you know a bit more about me from this week, but moving on to the visualization of marketing data. So why do we need to visualize data about marketing? Well, I mean, speaking from experience, marketing can be one of the most tricky areas of business to master, and I think you absolutely need to understand what is working and what is not. I mean, I can guarantee you that we'll be using data analytics to review the performance of these webinars this week. It's an absolute must. So, with business cases, I mean, this may seem a little on the nose, but as a business, you need to ensure that you are maximising every penny and pound you invest. So how do you intend to review and understand the results of those campaigns, whether they be email, social media or web? I'm not sure if you heard, back when algorithms were just coming out and data analytics was just for the big corporates, but there was a particular retailer that used data visualization and analytics to understand that the best time to sell bikinis to women was in fact Christmas. And on the face of it, it sounds a little bit insane. Why would ladies want summer clothing when they're all wrapped up and snuggled in their nice jumpers by the fire? And it didn't make sense to me either. But I'll think of once the fun's over on Christmas Day and everyone's full of turkey and stuffing, we tend to sneak on our phones and begin to plan spending any Christmas money we've been given and dream of hot sandy beaches. So a timely discount or advert for a new bikini kind of suddenly takes your attention, and before you know it, it arrives the next day. So I think the power of data speaks for itself in that fashion. And that's just about knowing your audience and knowing when they're most likely to interact with you and make a purchase, and putting adverts at the right time. And everyone in business needs to increase their sales and lead generation, but where do we target first? So part of the solution of using data analytics, you can review your campaign results and interrogate your data to ensure that you're capturing all opportunities and touch points for your investment. And creating meaningful audiences for tracking effectiveness and deciding on future campaigns. How are you going to categorize your audience? Is it male, female? If it's a male, female product, is it by age or location or hobbies? And then these can be reported on within the data to help you find those future patterns and try to understand your audience a little bit better. So, what is Power BI? Well, we work with Power BI when we talk about data visualization because it is our preference, as Power BI is part of the Microsoft Power Platform. Anyone within a business can benefit from good dashboarding and good data visualization, from sales to finance, marketing and operations. And we prefer Power BI because we are Microsoft certified as partners, and it natively integrates into lots of other useful business tools and resources, such as Power Automate, Excel, Outlook, Word and PDFs. It is great for communication and collaboration because it integrates with Teams, and Power BI has a very simple licensing plan now that means that we can do it on a per user basis depending on who needs access to these dashboards and reports. It's easy for someone with little or no knowledge to get started with Power BI, to start creating basic visualizations, but to get the most insightful reports and dashboards, you probably need someone that can navigate Power BI quite well. Furthermore, you need someone that's maybe a bit more of a business analytical mind to work with you, so that they can begin to understand which of the different visualizations are going to be most impactful to display the data and design the dashboards in a way that it's going to make sense to the user viewing them. And this just avoids creating dashboards for the sake of them and a user being swamped with too many unactionable pieces of information and not really getting to the crux of what they need to see on that daily basis, hour by hour. So if we move on to the last demo of the week, where we will be reviewing the marketing dashboards. So believe it or not, it's actually changed. We're now part of the Wide World Importers, but it's one of their subsidiaries, Van Aarsel, or Arsdell, if I can read that correctly. So yep, we've going after a smaller company in this context, and their chief marketing officer wants to understand the performance of their marketing. So if we drop straight in to the campaign analytics, so straight away, if we follow the golden rule of you should understand a dashboard in less than 90 seconds, we've got the big number in the corner that's green, which means we're probably on target. Campaign revenue versus target. So 38.6 million, and it's green. We're on target. And straight away in the middle are campaign response status. So, how many have we reached out? How many inquiries? How many have considered buying from us? How many have showed intent? And then how many have actually made a purchase? So you can see the stages, the sales stages, and how a sale might have gone from marketing to sales. Then at the bottom, we've got some nice, easy to understand graphs in terms of website clicks and how those clicks have been achieved, whether it's been through email, social, events, media placement, or television. As always within Power BI, we can click on a particular graph and all of the numbers will move around behind us, so we can see that the campaign response statuses have all changed and that the revenue versus target has adjusted. If we then see here, we have a revenue by customer segment, and you can see that they have decided to segment their audience by age and giving them particular stereotypical titles. Under here, under additional details, it then shows us the revenue by campaign. So this will be the designated names that we have given for all of the campaigns that we have running in this business and how much revenue they've generated. And luckily for me, the $38.6 million here is the exact number in the top right corner, so it's good to know that this demo is working. If we go back to the home screen, we have the website and social analytics. So here we're doing some sentiment analysis in terms of, was the response a negative, neutral or positive response, and then we can start to understand how long they have visited the website depending on the hashtag that got them there. So that's quite an interesting set of data that you'd have to work through. Sentiment analysis is definitely an upcoming feature that's used in marketing and customer service, and very much part of the Microsoft stack in various apps and features. We then have, once again, the decomposition tree that will allow us to understand the customer sentiment a bit more. So we have 135 sentiments recorded. We can break them down by product, and then if we go into sentiment, we can see how many were neutral, negative or positive. Along the bottom, we're displaying the website visits by the targeted ads and where they've come from. And then on the right is the keyword insight and AI driven ask a question, search the data and get an answer, which if you get used to it is absolutely very useful to save you digging and analysing your own data. There is 4 to get through this time rather than just 3, so we'll move on to email analytics. And this wonderfully jazzy looking graph is showing the number of clicks, opens and unopened emails per month. So as we hover, it should start to show us those numbers, and we can start to see trends throughout the year of when our emails are most likely to be opened and when they're most likely to be clicked on. And what we'd hopefully see is that the more we open, the more we click, but it's actually the clicks that we're probably interested in to try and find when we are most likely to get a click through to our website. Naturally, most importantly, how much revenue are we generating from those clicks based on the different campaigns that we have run. So here we have the click-through rate, which is the line, and then the revenue percentage. And if we hover over, it's then showing you different stats, revenue by segment, so by audience, or revenue by gender. And then in the bottom here, we have that click-through percentage by those different audience groups. On to the last dashboard for analysing this marketing spend for this business. And we have the bubble chart that is showing us where the ROI, profit and cost across the different marketing is across the different ages. So obviously the further to the top right, you're earning more profit, but you're also spending more marketing. So ideally, we'd like to be in the top left, as much profit for as little marketing cost, and then we can understand which of our audiences are perhaps the most profitable. Here we have the opens versus clicks, so once again just trying to help you understand which of your audiences you are worth targeting. And then we have an online purchase rate by campaign, so which of our campaigns has ultimately led to us making money and getting a return on investment for our marketing spend. And then under the additional details, we're doing some further analysis on the different customer segments and audience types, so revenue, marketing cost and profit over a period. And we have some summary sentences and insights here on the right. So if we bring back the slideshow, the next steps for any of you wonderful marketeers that have found that insightful and didn't think you could get insights into your data such as that, we do offer a free Art of the Possible workshop where we can begin to understand your business requirements and go into more depth around the possibilities of Power BI over and above what you've just seen. Following that, we would then take you through a data visualization workshop in which your specific dashboards and reports can be wireframed, the specific visualizations can be discussed that will best represent your data, and you are presented with a bespoke report that demonstrates how your data can be shown within Power BI in a way that makes sense to you, your users, and the people that need to understand it. We do charge for this visualization workshop as we believe it holds a high level of value to the process, to the project, and your commitment. Following that, we would then be able to discuss the bespoke requirements and proposal that you would need to go ahead and have us create and deploy those dashboards straight into your native 365 account. So there is no more future webinars for this week. It is Friday, so if you have missed any of our previous 4 webinars covering introductions, supercharging your sales, fast financial reporting, and optimizing your operations, they will be on demand on our website. It has been an absolute pleasure delivering these 5 webinars this week. I really do hope they have given you an insight and some inspiration into how you could be using your own data better to drive results within your business, because data is becoming one of, if not the most valuable commodity in the 21st century, and not enough people are using it effectively, and we'd like to change that as much as we can. So all that is left for me to say is thank you once again. If you would like more information or to watch any of those webinars, please visit our website through www.firstdigital.co.uk, or you are more than welcome to reach out to me directly through chris.shanks@firstdigital.co.uk. Thank you very much.